All right, advanced art students, here we go. Wanted to talk to you, then the purpose of this video is to actually kind of explain some of the class expectations. So hopefully this doesn't catch anybody by surprise. Um, Back in July, I was actually a little bit late to the game here and I just got a little off task. But over the course of the summer, I sent out an email, I believe it was in July, and the email was a list of some of the sketchbook assignments that you could get a head start on. So the way that we're going to be doing advanced art is all of your coursework that is for a grade is actually going to be on Polaris. All right. And the reason why we have to do that is because we have a lot of kids that are going to be at home learning, and we also have a lot of kids that are going to be in school learning. And we have to provide the same education or the same instructions and opportunity for the kids at home compared to the kids that are at school. So it's going to look a little bit differently this year than in the past. Some of you may be wondering like why we wouldn't be doing a ton of art projects in person. And I guess one thing that we kind of just have to understand is this year is very unique. I am going to try my hardest to make sure that everybody gets a very good opportunity to take part in projects that kids were able to in the past. All right, so just want to kind of make that clear. So anyway, a lot of what we do in class and a lot of what you're going to do at home, if you're not in school, is going to be based on these sketchbook assignments. So if you go to the Polaris course, you should notice that it says advanced art at the top. There's a little, this is titled The Scream by Edward Munch. And I believe that's the artist, should be. So in this folder, you're going to have a lot of the different things that you may have already gone through. And down here, there's a folder titled Sketchbook Assignments. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take each one of these assignments and I'm going to put them in the weekly task. All right, so if I go back here, must have clicked on something there. If I go back here and you take a look at like week of August 20 to the 21st, that's just Thursday, Friday. We're probably not going to do that much anyway those days, other than like get accustomed to everything. But in this folder, you're going to notice that it says, okay, do you have any questions about what we're doing this week? This is where you can post your questions. What are the instructions? The instructions are here. Are there any tutorials that are actually going to help me, like videos per se, that are going to help me complete the assignment? So you can obviously click on tutorials, but week at a glance, there's going to be a link, and it's going to take you to basically my lesson plan. And the lesson plan is going to be written so that pretty much anybody can understand it. It's Monday through Friday. It's basically a task of what we're going to do. So you can go right there, and it's going to tell you the sketchbook assignment for the week. But because I gave this out so early, one of the titles I put was, it's a typo, of course, but one of the titles is, do you want to get a head start? So the following assignments will be given during the first 8 weeks of the trimester, and that still holds true. All right, so here's what you basically have. You have must do. These are your must do assignments. I don't know why it keeps clicking on that, but that's okay. So you have your must do assignments. You also have your may do, okay? But you must do at least 3 of these. Okay, so I don't know if I should title it may do, but so you have 5 that you must do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then once you finish those 5, I want you to pick 3 out of these 5 choices. Now, I would assume that everybody's going to pick free choice because that means you can draw whatever you want. All right, so if you want to do a drawing for an hour or whatever the requirement ends up being, I think it's going to be an hour, then you could just do a free choice. And when you show me that, you only get one. You only get to do it once. But when you show me that, I'm just going to assume that you chose free choice and you're going to be good for that sketchbook assignment. So basically what's going to happen is each week, you're going to have to turn one of these in on Friday. Does that mean that that's the only assignment you have? No, you could have additional assignments, but you're going to check in every day. If you don't notice anything for that day, if it just says like work time, then for that day, let's just say it's a Thursday or a Wednesday, then that day, you're just going to be expected to work on your sketchbook assignment. All right. Some of these you may not quite understand. All right. So like what is rhythm and what is movement? First thing you need to do is try to research it, get an understanding of rhythm and movement, and then that will help you pick whatever material or whatever content specific thing you want to draw. It's going to help you pick that. The other nice thing about these is you can draw pretty much whatever you want as long as it applies to balance unity. So if you're working on the balance and unity sketch, you can draw anything, but you just need to make sure that you use balance and unity in that sketchbook assignment. Okay, does that make sense? So if you have any questions like what does pattern mean? Like everybody knows pattern is like circle, square, but you don't really know what it means pertaining to like visual art, then do your research first. If you go to class resources, there's actually there's a folder in there called Principles of Design and Elements of Art. If you click on that, it's going to give you a definition. It's probably going to show you an example. And so I think there's a slideshow too, actually, which could be really helpful. So make sure you do your research. If you still don't know, then what you're going to do is you're going to go to that week. And I want you to post your question here. So who has a question? All right, please leave your questions in the comment section. So what you're going to do is you're going to click here. You could say like, Mr. Petter, I am having a hard time understanding how unity works in a piece of art. Okay, so if you post that, I will respond explaining how you can show unity. And the reason why we post it here is because I think it's going to be helpful if other students see your question, because a lot of them probably have the same question. All right, so I think that's it pertaining to the sketchbook assignments. If you are somebody that likes to work ahead, or even like if you did all 8 of them, that's amazing. Guess what you get to do? So if you did all 8 of them already, what you are going to be able to do is you are going to be able to focus on the enrichment resources, which that is going to be more projects. It's going to take a lot longer, or not a lot longer, but it's going to be more like in-depth artwork with more materials and art mediums and processes and things like that, which is really exciting. And that's why I think everybody signed up for advanced art. So hopefully we can knock these out quick. You're going to get a grade on those. But then the enrichment is what you focus on after your graded assignments are completed, and you'll be able to work on that. You are only, under my direction, allowed to work on the enrichment resources, or sorry, you're only allowed to work on the enrichment projects. I don't have anything in there yet. When you are completely caught up with your sketchbook assignments. So if you're missing sketchbook assignment number 3, or like if you just didn't do one of them, then I will not allow you to start the enrichment projects until you are finished with all of your sketchbook assignments. All right, so that's just the way it's going to work. So hopefully that's helpful. And if you have any questions, like I said, just feel free to fill out that discussion board. All right, cool.